Okay, so as some of you may know, I am a pretty big fanatic of the idea of gas engine bicycles. I guess the lightness and the convenience of having a gas engine on a bicycle is just a thrill for me. So when I first had the opportunity of building and working on one of them, I noticed what they come with is a sprocket that only attaches it attaches to the spokes. I would obviously not like it attaching to the spokes, but not to mention there's only one gear. That doesn't exactly work if you're trying to pick up speed, if you're trying to tow, if you're trying to get off from a start. So I tried to make my own iteration, my own, I guess you'd call it prototype. So I present to you what I guess I would call the Indy-cycle. Indy as an independent cycle. You can use it as a bicycle or a gas engine, or like a dirt bike. I guess I also give it the name Indy-cycle because it has its own transmission now that you can operate with your fingers instead of you having to pedal and trying to get it up to speed so that it doesn't bog down off a start. So if you hone in on what I've got going on here, so you'll see here I've got an 11-speed 11 to 51 tooth Shimano Dior drivetrain. So this would be the Shimano Dior derailleur, long cage, massive capacity. I've modified this wheel, this hub, to make it a bolt-on. Just a basic understanding of alpha angles and loose ball bearing or cage bearing hubs allowed me to do this. It works seamlessly. It's got great coast. It's rim brake. No, I don't like rim brake, but that's all I could do with this frame, particularly because it's 4130 chromoly. It's a tough, light material. So I didn't exactly have disc brake bosses. I also don't really want to do disc brake now. It's already too complex. So anyways, so here we've got where I've done all the work. I did all this using my own parts out of my own home, using my own money and my own brain. I didn't consult anybody online. I didn't see any YouTube videos of any of this anywhere. I've done my research, and this is why I'm about to seek a patent for this stuff. I have yet to seek out a machinist to do a program to figure out all the jankiness of this. I know it looks janky, but you see here I'm using a sprocket that it's purely a transmission arm. It's just the transfer force from the crank arm into what is driving. You'll also hear a ratcheting mechanism. If you look down here, this here is a freewheel. So that'd be the ones that you thread onto a normal freewheel hub. It's a single speed 18 tooth freewheel. I don't know if you look back here, you can see all these 9 bolts and nuts attach straight on every other tooth of the freewheel. Okay, and then here you'll see this is the chain ring, or what we would normally call the chain ring, because it goes from here to here. So this is right, this would be what would make it a normal bicycle. However, you'll see when I hit this and engage it, when I turn the chain ring, that's this one, it also turns that sprocket, and it would be referred to as a sprocket because this is where it's outputted from the chain ring up here. So this now is a highly modified chain ring. It is supposed to fit a 4/15,000th of an inch wide chain. That would be this chain. And then of course up here is where you've got your gear down ratio sprocket. It's directly driven by a clutch, which is operated by this lever. So that's your clutch arm. here's your fuel, here's your on-off switch. I know this is the exhaust, I know this looks incredibly weird pointing forwards, but if I'm up here, it just passes straight down here. I don't smell it, I don't feel it. That's not an issue. I also can see the exhaust. Normally with the other actual bicycle engines, the exhaust is down here right by your ankle, which if you're not careful, you'll definitely burn. At least here I can see where the exhaust is, and I'm not going to burn myself. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the headset cluster. The left lever is the clutch. Here you've got a lock. This disengages whatever the engine's doing from the drivetrain to the wheels. Squeeze, let go, and you got your engine hooked up to your wheel. Here, this lever, oh, by the way, this is a dirt bike clutch lever. Both of these are dirt bike clutch levers. I'll get to this one in a sec. But this one is a dropper post remote, a dropper post lever. This is the throttle. This barrel adjuster right here, directly hooked up to the dropper post lever or throttle, is effectively your idle adjustment. So lefty loosey, you get higher idle, righty tighty, you get lower idle. This is the kill switch between low tension to high tension lead at the Darlington transistor. And then here you've got a light. This I've added as a sort of, you know, I like to know my speed, I like to know how far I travel, the elevation, loss and gain, temperature. So it's nice to have this, certainly, especially if you're hitting the speeds that this bicycle or this bike, whatever you want to call it, can do, which, by the way, the latest one was 65 kilometers an hour, which is kind of stupid but fun. Yeah, you want to have something like that tracking everything that's going on. Here's the Dior XT 11-speed shifter. Again, this is effectively, this would be like the manual transmission of a car. Again, this shifter isn't just you have to pedal and it shifts. You don't have to pedal and it shifts. That's what's so remarkable about this design is as soon as I go bang, it switches from gear 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and the engine is what's pulling the chain along. And it feels amazing because if you've ever felt a dog tooth transmission, it clunks right into gear and it's a seamless transition. So for you know, efficiency's sake, the dog tooth transmission feel is very, very nice. You can feel it lurch into your saddle. It's really nice. And along with that is the, of course, hyperglide interfacing of the chain and the cassette. It really is seamless shifting. So yeah, and then this lever is the brake lever. It operates both brakes. So if you see, I squeeze this. Here you've got what looks like a gyroscopic headset, and it is a gyroscopic headset. So this rotates freely if I need it to, while pulling on two cables, one to the front. I've been debating on putting V-brakes, and then the back, you'll see it also squeezing, and then let's just give it a quick. Definitely stops, and it better, because if I'm going super fast and something bolts out in front of me, I need a lot of leverage here, like a strong pull ratio, and both brakes engaged. So it basically feels like a little pocket bike or like a pocket quad, like small quads, because they got both cables coming out here. Okay, aside from all that, this is a 2-stroke engine. It's 80cc, or at least it purports to be 80cc. I didn't quite take the bore measurements, but I'm pretty confident that it is 80 cubic centimeters. And you'll notice the angle of it is really, really bizarre. If you understand 2-stroke engines, you'll understand that it doesn't have a sump. It doesn't have a like an oil pan, like where the oil collects. It's all mixed into the gas. So I can have this at any angle, just like a chainsaw, an edge trimmer, a weed whacker, and it'll still operate, again, because it's being lubricated at all angles. So I decided to put it at this angle. Without further ado, let's give it a test. That's a lot of speed.